Welcome back to Budget Mechanic. Today I'm going to be showing you how to change the transmission fluid in an automatic transmission. But when it comes to transmissions, people think that they're really complicated and that changing that transmission fluid is something that only experts can do. But in this video today, I'm going to show you how easy it can be, sometimes even easier than changing your engine oil. Now, if you want to know when your transmission fluid needs to be changed and how to find out for your car, we have a great video on that, which we'll post here. Transmissions are all designed quite differently and have different ways to go about servicing them. So make sure you stick around to the end, and I'm going to go over all of the main systems when it comes to draining and refilling transmissions. Now, I'm going to be showing you how to do a transmission fluid change. It's just draining the fluid in the transmission pan and replacing that fluid. And it's actually only 30 to 50% of the overall fluid capacity of the transmission. But I do this every like 30,000 miles on a vehicle. Now, this is not a flush. If you're interested in the discussion as to when that's appropriate and when it's bad, we're going to do a great video on that, and we'll include the link to that here when it's ready. I like doing my method because it replaces the fluid more often, even though it's not all of it. It keeps a healthy baseline of clean fluid in your transmission. Plus, you're doing the work yourself and only paying for fluid and a filter, so you're not having to spend hundreds of dollars on a technician to do that flush. First thing that you want to do is to check the level of the transmission before you start draining anything. The main reason is I'll often measure how much I took out and put back in that exact same amount, but obviously I want to make sure that's the correct amount before I start. Now, the car I'm working on is a 2016 Hyundai Accent with one of those dumb non-serviceable transmissions that they put in, which means I don't have a dipstick. They want me to go to the dealer to get all my work done, so I can't check it. But on a lot of cars, they still have a transmission dipstick. Makes it easy to check the levels. So just as with an oil change, before you start draining the transmission fluid, you just want to get the car warmed up a little bit. You don't want it hot, don't want it at operating temperature, but you don't want it cold. Having it warm will just make the fluid come out a little easier. Now, you want to work on level ground, especially for the end part where you're filling and you want to check that level really accurately. Just be safe when you're setting your car up, chock the wheels, jack stands, all the good stuff. Sometimes you have to remove plastics and shrouds to get to the transmission. Okay, here's the transmission. Now, it can be confusing when you crawl into your car. Where's the transmission pan? And the way I always tell is the side of the engine that has the pulleys, so that your alternator, your power steering, the thing with the belts, that's going to be on the engine side. And that's your oil pan. Sometimes can look really similar. You go to the other side from your oil pan, and that's going to be your transmission. This is for a front-wheel drive car, has the transmission next to the engine. If you have a rear-wheel drive car, like a truck or something, the transmission will often be back behind the engine. I'm under a Dodge Caravan right now, and here on the right side of the vehicle you have the oil pan, and on the left the transmission pan. Looks very similar, but the engine oil pan is underneath all those pulleys. Like I said, on a rear-wheel drive car, like under this Tacoma, we have the oil pan right under the engine, and then behind it is the transmission pan. You're looking for the transmission, and at the lowest point, or near the lowest point, is going to be your drain plug. And here it is on this transmission. Lowest point, drain plug. And on this particular style, there's also another plug here, which is how you check your level. Because it doesn't have a dipstick, what they want you to do is fill it, remove this plug, and if any dribbles out, that's excess, and then it will be at the correct level. So I'm now going to pop this drain plug out and drain it into my pan. I cannot find the right size socket today, so I'm using this massive adjustable wrench. Should work just fine. Yeah. And I'm just gonna let this fall right into the pan, and I'm gonna grab it out with a magnet because I don't want to get fluid all over me. So you can see this fluid, it has a red tinge to it, but it's also got a lot of brown, so I'm glad I'm doing this. So this is the transmission plug. And these transmission plugs have a magnet on the end, which collects metal particles that are floating through your transmission. And it's really normal to have kind of a fuzzy, grimy layer on this magnet. It's just collecting normal wear and tear fragments out of your transmission, so don't freak out. You just want to clean that off before you put it back in. Now, this car doesn't actually have a transmission filter that can be changed, but most cars do. And if you were going to change your transmission filter, this would be the point to do it. So as I mentioned in our previous video on when to change your transmission fluid, a video to which I will link right here above, changing the fluid is the most important thing. Changing your filter comes when your manual calls for a transmission service. If you're doing it my way, every 30,000 miles, keep that transmission fluid clean, you don't have to do the filter every time. Now there's a few different kinds of transmission filters and also some different ways that you access them depending on your model. The most common type of transmission filter is found inside the transmission pan. So that's where you actually have to unbolt and drop the transmission pan in order to access it. So this is an example of a transmission filter kit that you'd get at your auto parts store. It comes with the filter. This is the filter. Has a really fine wire mesh inside and comes with a new gasket for your oil pan, because when you drop that pan and you put it back, you want to put a new gasket on. Similar to this one, you could also have something like this, which is made out of plastic and instead has a fiber filtering element, which is kind of the newer style. Again, got to pull the transmission pan in order to get to it. If you're lucky, you have a system that has just an inline filter outside of the transmission. So in order to change this filter, you don't have to drop the pan, unbolt anything. You just find the filter, remove the rubber hoses, and put in the new one. It's really nice. Your car may have a different system, but these are your main types of transmission filter. While the transmission fluid is draining, I'm going to come up here and sort out my fill plug. And I know that there's a fill plug on top of the transmission, but I got to remove the air box to get to it. Filling the transmission is usually done at the top of the transmission through a fill hole, like this Hyundai. And some manufacturers only give you the dipstick hole to fill up with. Others, on a rare occasion, don't even give you a hole at the top. They make you pump in the transmission fluid from the bottom with special tools. And right here is the fill plug. So once it's slowed to a drip, I'm going to put the drain plug back in. Just make sure that you still have the crush washer, whether that be fiber, copper, aluminum. Sometimes it sticks to the bottom of the transmission and gets knocked off later. You just want to make sure that that's still intact on your drain plug. And then we can put that back in. Tighten it until the wrench comes to a stop, and then we're going to go a little bit more, just snug. You don't want to strip it. Before I start filling with new fluid, I want to measure how much I took out. Because as long as everything was working fine, as long as there was no leaks that I saw in the transmission, I want to put in exactly how much I took out. So the best way that I do it is I just find an empty jug of some kind, and I use that to accurately measure how much I took out. It's nice to have your bottle in another container so the inevitable spilling doesn't go on the ground. I'm a little above 28 ounces, so if I were to dump a little out, a little more. All right, that's a full bottle at 28 ounces. Dump this out. This is where having a bigger jug would obviously be a little easier. So we had 5 up to the 28 ounce mark. So that's 140. And then this last little bit was just 4 ounces. A full quart is 32 ounces. So that works out to exactly 4.5 quarts of new fluid to go back into the transmission. Today I'm trying out a little gizmo. It's basically a funnel that screws on to your oil bottles. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go down to my fill hole. It's great to have this long hose. Just open it a little at a time. I like being able to control the speed that I'm pouring. It is gonna take a minute. And we are full. Now we'll put everything back together, get the car on level ground, get it running, open up that check hole and see if anything comes out. And I've got it here running. I'm gonna run through all the gears. So I'm gonna shift into each gear, leave it there for a second. And this is cycling all that new fluid through the transmission. And that's gonna give us that accurate level read. And I'm gonna leave the car running as I open that port. Unlock this plug. Obviously be careful, don't have your face right next to it. Oh yeah, there we go. So that means we definitely put enough in, it doesn't need more. And it's just a little dribble like this, I'm gonna call that good. If it was pouring out, that would mean I way overfilled it. Because the transmission and engine are running, the fluid is in motion, and that's why you get a little dribble, but it doesn't mean you've overfilled it. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and please remember, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any content. See you on the next one.